Hello friends, I am going to be taking you through the basics of Excel in this video. We'll be treating the basics if you're a beginner or just want to brush up with the basics. So if you're interested in going into data analytics, business analytics, financial accounting, and the rest of them, then this video is for you. So in the next 12 weeks, I'm going to be uploading videos every week on the basics of Excel, Power BI, Python as it relates to data analytics, business analytics, and the rest of them. So all the basics you need. I had this challenge when I was beginning. I was searching for videos to, help me kick up from the basics and all that. And I didn't get that. So I thought it wise to help beginners like yourself who is just beginning on the basics, because you need to get the basics right. So, of course, you can't do anything in Excel without getting the basics right. Okay, the formulas, those simple formulas, those simple stuff. All right, so we're going to be starting there, then we'll build it up and then move on from there. So I'm going to be uploading videos every week for you to watch. So you need to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications so you'll be able to get these videos whenever I upload them. Okay, then don't forget to comment, put out your comments if you have challenges, you have difficulties, you want to appreciate us in what we do. Put up your comments and we'll be able to flow together. So thank you for coming. So let's get into the Excel class. Come with me. You need to start from the basic, which is Excel, learning every single thing about it and how it works. That's the perfect place to start your career journey in. Excel is actually a very important tool when it comes to business analytics, when it comes to data analytics, data science, accounting, and all of that. If you are a beginner, then this is actually for you. You're going to be learning the basics on how to use Excel, okay? So the first thing you need to do is to have Excel installed in your system. Then you need to have the Excel. So here is my Excel. Or you can come to this your search bar and just type Excel. You're also going to access it here. So when you launch the app, it is going to launch you into this place where you have your recent jobs, where you have all the templates. You can choose from any of these templates or start a blank sheet. So usually I like starting from a blank sheet. It gives you the opportunity to create what you want from scratch. All right, so I just launch the blank sheet, but if you have any reason to use any of these templates, you can use them. This is for Power Query, this is for formulas, this is drop down list, pivot table, and all of that. For now, let's just start with a blank sheet. So just click on this blank sheet to launch your Excel sheets, guys. So we are going to be doing a lot of things, but this is an introductory class. If this is your first time, you need to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification. For the next 12 weeks, I'll be uploading at least one video every week for you. Okay, so let's begin. This is our Excel environment. You can see this is a file. If you want to save your work, you can click on save as here to save your work. But getting that done, you're going to be making use of all of these things. I've listed the function of each of these things. I think each of these ribbons you have here, you have the file ribbon, the home ribbon, insert ribbon, page layout, formulas, data. You're going to be making use of all of them. And I have a list. I think I'll drop that list in the description. I'll drop that Excel file in the description where I explained what each of these things does, because you definitely need to know what each of them does for you to be able to use Excel, because these are the tools you'll be working with. Okay, so these are cells. So when you click down, this is a column. These are columns. Straight like this is a column, and this one are the rows. So to know the reference of each of these cell, or to know the name of each of the cell, this cell is A, this is A as you can see, and this is 1. So the name of this particular cell is A1 here. If you click here, it is B1. If you click here, it is C1. If you click here, it is A2 because there's A here and there's 2 here. If you click here, for example, it is telling you that it is F3 because it's in the F column and the third row, right? So this is how to know your cell referencing. And again, this entire sheet is called the sheet 1. You can add as many sheets as you want. As you can see, we now have more sheets here, and you can work in any of these sheets simultaneously. You can have data in these sheets and be collecting data in these other sheets from any of these sheets, so they are all seeing each other. You can actually work in any of them. We'll get to all of that. So guys, so basically what I'll be doing here is just to do a little bit of data entry. I believe when we begin to do data entry here, to enter some data and some figures that we'll be using, you'll be able to get used to some of the tools that we'll be using. So I'm just going to do a little data entry. That is, I'm just going to, maybe I'll do a class record. So let's name this class record. We'll go to our file and name as, it's going to bring you here, choose where you want to put it. So choose any part of your system that you want to put it. I just want to drop it on the desktop. So maybe I want to name it class record. This is important because if you're working on large files, you need to know the name of each of the files. So I'll just click on save. When you come back, you can see that our file has been saved as class record. So let's say we want to record the name of 30 the students in a class. Maybe I can just call the name of, maybe the title of this thing is SS3 class record. SS3 class record. So let's say we want to put the numbers here. The first thing here should be their serial number. That's what I want to record here. The next thing I want to record maybe is their name. It could be their first name. So here we'll have the first name. In the second cell we'll have the last name. Let's just do that. So you can see how it is. Then the next one will have maybe the first test. We took a test. Here we'll have the first test. And then here we have the second test. So here we'll have the second test. The next thing we want to check again is maybe their exam score. The exam score. So we'll have the name, the last name, the first test, the second test, the exam score. Of course, we need to have the total score, to know the grade, right? The total score of the students. And then finally, maybe we need to grade them, give them a grade. The grade. All right. We need to know what grade they have. So as you can see, these informations or these headings are actually not looking good. So we need to make them look good. If you click on this one, you see that it spans into the next cell, which is not good. So to separate them and give them their exact size, for this first name, you can come here and double tap. It will automatically adjust to the size of the letters you have inside of each of the cells. So I'll do the same for all of them. I'll just come to this top. Once this cursor turns to a plus, a black plus, I'll double click. I'll double click again. I'll double click here and I'll double click here. So we'll have this like this. Now look at this class record here. I need this thing to be the title of this work. All right, so it needs to be in the middle and also spans through this place. So I'll just click on this first row and drag like this, highlight to wherever I want it to end. Then I will leave it. And look at this. If you check this home, this is the home tab. If you come down to the home tab and look at the alignment tab, you can see merge center. Now merge and center, merge. So what we want to do is just to select the first one, merge and center. It's going to merge all those cells and bring what I have here in the middle. All right, as you can see, and it's looking so good. All right, so this is how to style it. We can also give it a background if you want. Just tap on this cell. You see here, you can change the name of the color of the text. The color of the text, as you can see, can change to any color of your choice. I change this one to this color. And this particular one will help you to fill the background color of that particular cell you've collected. So let's say I want to change the background color to a blue, and this is it. So our work is actually looking good now. You can see. You can also add border, add a lot of things. You can bolden it. This is for bold. You can change the font. You can increase the font. You can tap here to increase the font. We want to have it at 12. and that is it. So our work is looking good. You can do the same for all of them depending on how you want it. So definitely you need your heading to be in capital letters. All right, so I'll just click here and drag to the cell that I want, and then I'll bold it, and they are all in bold. Can you see how we did that? So that was good. So now let us enter the data. Let's fill up all of these data. So the first one here is the serial number. I want to number them from 1 to maybe 100. So I'll just do 1001. This is the numbering system. Then I'm going to do 1002. You understand now? So as you can see, I'm numbering them because as the numbers increases, we are definitely going to get to 1000, 2000. So I start from this place so that when I get to that point, in case I'm entering large data, I won't have to struggle. Okay, so and to just fill up for the rest of the data, I'll just drag this down. First I did is to come here, highlight it, drag it down to this one, then drag it down to the last one. Excel will automatically fill it up for you. So let's say we are doing for 30 students. You see, Excel will automatically fill up these columns for you, and this is amazing. So the next thing I want to do is just to enter these details. I'll just enter the first name. Maybe the person's first name is James, and the second name is James Peters. Okay, then he scored, maybe in the test he scored 7/10, and then in the second test he scored 5/10. In the exam, let's say he scored 45, and that's good. That's it for Peters. And then I'll just go ahead and put the second student. Maybe her name is Jane. Uday. Maybe Jane Uday scored 4 in the exam. In the first test, in the second test, Jane Uday scored 8. Then in the exam, she scored 50. So I just fill up all other students. So I'm going to just quickly fill them up and then come back.
A few moments later.
So guys, welcome back. I've been able to fill up this place. I just filled it up with random figures. Okay, so you can make up your own figure, or I can drop this data set for you in the link in the description. But it's very easy. I would like you to input these figures by yourself. Do exactly as I did, because you are trying to learn data entry. This is exactly what we call data entry. Okay, so make sure you fill it up yourself. It can be any figures, that's no particular. I just fill these random figures, okay, just to teach us what I want to teach us. Now we have gotten the names of the students, their last name and their first name. We've gotten their first score, the second score. This is the exam score. Now we need to get their total score to know what each of them got overall score, so that we can be able to grade this student. Okay, so to get this one, just come here. You want to get for this row, you come here, click here. If you want to get for this row, you come here, click on the row. So we are going to be using formulas to get this. If you come here, of course, the total score of the student will be the first test plus the second test, then the exam will give us, which if we come here, we'll do this. Students got 7 in the first test, plus 5 in the second test, plus 45 in the exam. When you hit enter, Excel is going to leave this like this because it is seeing this thing as just a normal text. You've not given it any instruction on what to do or how to handle this data that you've given it. So this is definitely not going to work. All right, so one way of doing this is to use formula to do it. Okay, so just hit your equal to sign. Once you put on the equal to, then use the summation. Once you type summation, just type summation. It's going to bring up all of these options. In our subsequent videos, we're going to be using almost all of these functions or formulas that you have here. So double tap on this is going to bring out this function. So how the summation function works is simply you put in a number, put in the first number, put a comma, put a second number, put a comma, and just like that, as many numbers as you have, put all of them, and it's going to work. So if you come here and click on this first row, so as you can see, the data on this first row is column D, row 3. So it is taking this information in this row. So put this your comma, then go to the next value you want to add there, which is this one. Click on it again, put a comma again, then put this one, It means you've collected all the information you want, then you close your bracket. Once you close this bracket, that is it. So Excel is now seeing that you want it to add these values in this cell. All right, so you're going to see the importance of this value now. When you hit your enter, it's going to give you the total value of that particular summation. So Excel already knows how you got this particular information, that you got it from the summation of this thing. As you can see the formula here. All right, so fill up for these other ones. You really don't need to do the same for these other ones. All you have to do is just to drag this thing down. Excel will automatically see what you've done in that first one and then fill up all this other one. As you can see, so we have the values for all these other ones done for us using the same formula here. So if you click here, you see the formula you used. If you click here, you see it is picking the same exact thing you did for the other ones. So even if you want to do summation, it is the same thing. You just come here, click on equal to, then click on product. You see product, then you add. It's going to give you the formula that you will use. You pick up the formula, pick up the values you want to add, and that is it. So we have done this, the calculation. We have done the summation of our total score. We now know what this student got in each of these things. So you can decide to bold this total if you want. Just come here and then click on bold. It is going to be bolded for you. All right, so great. Now we have the student scores. We'll have the student total scores. The next thing we want to do is just to grade them, give them a grade. Depending on the grading system you're using. So let's say we create a table here and say we name it grades, or we name it range. We need to have a range, then we need to have a grade. Then we need to have a grade. So let's say that we want to give students, the highest number here is, I think, 73, and the lowest number here is what? 33. So we want to grade them this way. Maybe we want to say from 70 to 100. We want to give them grade A. They got an A in the exam. We want to say from 60 to 69 should have a B. Then from 50 to 59 should have a C. Then let's say from 40 to 49 to 49 to 40 to 49, we want to give them a D. And anybody that scores from 30 to 39, we want to give them an E. And then from anything below that, from 0 to 29, from 0 to 29 should be an F. So anybody who is not able to get up to 30 is going to fail this exam and repeat it. So but now, how do we put these values into this grading system? Should you just come here and be doing it manually? Okay, I think it's going to work. This person scored from 50 to 59, so they got a C. This person scored from 62, so they got a B. But now imagine if you have thousands of students, how are you going to do all of these things? So it's really going to be tedious. So all you need to do is just use a formula to get this particular grading. So we are going to use the formula called if. There's some formula we call if, and there's another formula we call ifs. Now, if works when you want to collect, you want to know the number of, maybe you want to work just on one particular figure. Maybe you want to get the number of people that scored 33. All right.